Hello! This video is part of a series where I read over old issues of my comic Hellgate and give some commentary. Hellgate started in 2003 when I was 15 and ran till 2009. You can read it for free at jaegercomics.com. This footage was captured from my streams over at twitch.tv/Jaeger_comics. Battle 17 Going Digital. Last time on Hellgate, Battle 16, Love Me Like You Love Her. A robotic copy of Courtney created by D 4.0 attacked Neil while the others were away, but the robotic copy admitted that it was in love with Neil. Neil was then unable to bring himself to destroy her. In order to keep from destroying Neil, the robot destroyed itself. The name on her grave, Courtney Jaeger. Before it died, it told D 4.0's location on Yugle.com. So yes, last time it was just Neil hanging out with Courtney, who is still in her healing coma after being heavily wounded by a demon, skewered through the stomach. D 4.0, who's a little robotic demon, sent a Courtney robot copy to kill Neil, but the robot fell in love and instead destroyed itself. And she let him know that D 4.0 is hiding his consciousness on the internet on Yugle.com. There we are. So first we have our view of there's Courtney still healing. We have Amber here. Gabby, Tracy, Timony, what is with you three? Don't you like the new cat? All three cats are all scared. Don't worry, Julia. I'm sure they'll warm up. Eventually. Meow. It's a big cat. What did mother feed you? Now we cut to Southern Illinois University Computer Research Department. Here we meet Levi Welt, hacker. We know D 4.0 is on Yugle. We will work together to pinpoint and delete him. I programmed avatars for you to control. You will use these virtual reality kits to control your avatars. VR kits? You'd be amazed what you can invent with no life and a government grant. Neil and Jesse, your avatars will be able to transform. Just use the passwords I told you earlier. Now let's get started. I'll get plugged in. Neil's all in a bad mood. Neil sure is in a foul mood. Flashback to earlier. Since I'm helping you with all this, you think you could get me a date with Jessica? Eep. Does Neil have some sort of personal vendetta against this demon? Levi! Bah! Let's get started. Yeah, right. Flashing back to the robot Courtney. Neil's just the thought of what she went through. Meanwhile, Jesse remembers how D 4.0 was the one that got his mom killed. All right, you're going in. The visors turn on. Into cyberspace they go. Boom, avatars. And there's Jessica's. What the hell do you think you're doing? Fix it or I'll shove that computer so far up your ass the mouse will hang out of your mouth. Right. And then click. Just move the slider down on the breast size and zoop. Logging onto the net using Metscape. Ah. Oh boy, this is dated. And in they go. Now to Yugle. Damn. Levi's apparently looking directly at the binary of this webpage. We'll go into this in commentary. And D 4.0 is infecting the database. Oh, look, there's just the database is being infected. You can tell by those little bits are darker. But why is it infecting at such a slow rate? We have a bigger problem. Oh, the infected data is coming at him. You have to fight through the infected data to get to the D4.0 at the core. I'll upload your weapons. Right. Got a little, like, text box. Boom, weapons uploaded. We got this full page, like, boom, look at them just deleting data left and right. And then, boom, looks like D4.0 has a different body in cyberspace. Look at that thing. It's him, D4.0. Gold! Honor! Their avatars transform. Neil goes in for a cut, but oh, they just got a shield. What the hell is that? A firewall. How obvious. I'm working on disabling it. Add some data to the digital Jaeger sword. There, I uploaded a program into your sword. You should be able to disable the firewall. Got it. Boom, cuts right through the firewall. And it gets deleted. Oh. You're going down. But, oh. He misses. Jesse misses too. They can't hit him. Jessica misses as well. We can't hit him. And then, oh, Jessica stabbed through the gut. And then Jessica, oh my God, she's deleted. Jessica. Don't worry, she's okay. Because I didn't want to do anything that stupid. You die in the game, you die. I'm tired of that. No. Her avatar was deleted. She takes off her helmet. What happened? You got deleted. Neil goes dark. And then boom. His avatar goes to its demonic form. Try to dodge this. Ugh. Still can't hit him. I just can't keep up with them. How can it move so fast if it's infecting at such a slow rate? Unless... I got it. The reason it can move so fast but infect slowly is because it's connected to the internet via a phone line. Now all I have to do is scan him. Scan. There, the number he's logged in with. Now I'll use a hacking program to place a call using every number in that area code. Got him! Oh no! Boom! Grabbed him by the neck. Listen closely, because I'm about to spell out your fate, and I'm not going to say it twice. Your robots destroyed Eureka and killed Jesse's mom, and your programming made Courtney Jaeger's life a living hell. For what you have done, I'm not going to slay you. No, that would end things too quickly. You will suffer. Levi has programmed a virus that will create an endless amount of pain. Unfathomable pain that will shoot through you till the day I decide to come slay you. Enjoy, you bastard. Jesse, deliver the virus! Boom. Delivered via sword. Dun 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 dun! Now they're both doing it. It's so freaky. So, Neil, now do you think you could set me up with Jessica? I don't think that's a good idea. What? You think I'm not good enough? You shallow jerk. No, it's just... I'm a lesbian! Meanwhile, at a random house in the middle of nowhere, we can see D4.0's physical body scorched out of the phone jack. And on the inside, screaming in pain. Next time on Hellgate, Battle 18, a peaceful day in the life of Lucas. Multiple demon attacks arouse the interest of the local media. Can Neil arrive in time to keep the demon from claiming its next victim? Okay, so let's talk about the cover. So for the first time, the title, Battle 17 Going Digital, is typed. You know, I typed it instead of... writing out by hand like these letters down here, and that was just supposed to be for this issue because this is the digital issue, but I end up doing it from this issue forward. These avatars, so they're supposed to be like simple. The idea was like there's like a screen which where the two eyes kind of appear on, and they can like do different emotes and stuff like that. That was my idea for the avatars, that they were simple. I tried to create very because my line art in Microsoft Paint was always very jagged and all over the place because of the way I didn't have layers. So I would make the line art and then I would color, and you'd cut into the line art as you're coloring because you couldn't do anything else. So I tried to go over and make all the line art uniform to give it like this cool like artificial feel. You know, you can look at Jesse's sword here. That didn't really come out. It'd be so easy to do now. I'm kind of, you know, it's kind of frustrating how easy this concept would be to pull off in Clip Studio Paint, but I had the tools that I had at the time. Okay, so as Amber Curtis, she's the nurse who's looking after Courtney. She has 3 cats. I've talked about these cats were based off my ex-girlfriends at the time. I think one of them I was actively dating at the time. I'm not sure. Timothy, Tracy, and Gabby. Over time, though, as I was making Hellgate, I entered other relationships. And as I did that, I would add more cats to Amber's repertoire. And so around this time, I started dating a girl named Julia. And her main trait was that she was very tall for a girl. She was like, I was taller than her, but if we sat down next to each other, she was taller because all her height is in her torso and mine's a lot in my legs. So when we're both sitting and my legs are no longer a factor, she was the taller one. So yeah. And so the idea is just that Amber got another cat while she was more cats, better comic. Oh, there's more coming. So the idea here is that Amber got this cat while she was visiting her mom in the last issue. And the other cats are scared of Giant Kitty. Levi Welt is based off someone I knew all through school. He was kind of a computer guy. He's the one who helped me first figure out how to use file sharing platforms like Kazaa, so I could start downloading my own music. My first burnt CD I owned was actually one he burnt for me, with great music from like Limp Bizkit and NSYNC, and Jennifer Lopez, and the Digirap. That CD's all over the place. Southern Illinois University is actually somewhere I've been. I didn't attend there, but I had my great uncle used to work there. So that's what kind of gave me the idea to use that one. I love this. Like, oh, it's a VR kit. Whoa, a VR kit. Jesse's like unbelieving that such a thing exists. Which I just find it funny now because now we have things like we have PlayStation VR and Oculus Rift. But in 2000, when's this from? 2006? That's been late 2006. 2006? Yeah, I didn't. VR wasn't really a thing yet. At least wasn't to the point that I was making it look here with these like gloves that could like tell your every movement, stuff like that. Yeah, we're definitely getting closer to. We're pretty much there. We're pretty much there to the established Hellgate art style. It's less refined, obviously, because I'm better at drawing now. But this is it. This is how Neil is supposed to look. But he still has some wounds on him. The idea is you put the helmet on. These sick gamer helmets. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Black background means flashback. This, I feel like, is a bit... so Jesse's mom died in issue 6. But we don't actually see her. Jesse just goes into the house, then comes back out and just says his mom's gone. This was supposed to be like Jesse's viewpoint of like what she, it's like, it seems a little messed up to actually just show it. Honestly, it's in bad taste for me to kill off the mom of someone who's based off a real person in hindsight, but I was young. I didn't think about that kind of stuff. So here we have them diving into digital space. I love how there's binary everywhere. Their avatars, I talked about that when I talked about the cover. And then, yeah, because Levi's got a thing for Jessica, he kind of gives her way too big of boobs. And yeah, I also agree that's kind of funny. There's just a dedicated slider. Now you may say like, oh, that's how big they are, but what you probably can't see, there's little movement marks here. So he's already sliding them down at this point. I imagine they were maxed out before. Like up here, we were probably seeing them maxed out. There's also like different like buttons down here for different shapes. I don't know if he programmed this himself, but he probably did. Netscape. This is hilarious to me. Of course, if you don't know, if you're too young, Netscape was an early, very popular web browser. It's pretty much defunct now. Although I believe Firefox is a bit of a spiritual successor to it. I watched a video on it recently about how a lot of code from Netscape made its way into Firefox. But yeah, Netscape. And when they're in the data world, I use this gray background. So again, I do find it funny that he's looking directly at the binary and realizing that it's infected by looking at ones and zeros. And yeah, you're right. The background is just Google.com over and over again. But again, like I'm working in Microsoft Paint, I don't have layers, so the words can't intersect anything I've already drawn. So like it's not evenly spaced. It's just so stupid. Whenever they talk, of course, I make a text bubble. Kind of interesting that this is the first time I used typed text for speech, which now is something I do with all my comics. But yeah, this one actually probably is pretty effects heavy. Like all this here where they're slashing, that's the spray can in Microsoft Paint added after. So there's a lot of post-production on this one that I usually didn't have on this comic. This very strange body for D4.0. Of course, they can transform as well. I should say, though, here in the middle, what gave me the idea for this issue is a song called Going Digital from the Digimon movie soundtrack. And I won't play it now because it won't be able to be put in my highlight and in the YouTube video. I'll play it after we're done here. Like this, like Levi's quick hacking has him like typing on a normal keyboard, and then he has like a half secondary keyboard off to the other side. He's like typing on two keyboards at the same time to hack super fast. Not very realistic. This deletion effect was just me going through with the selection. If I select an area, I could cut and paste. This is me just scribbling with the selection, so it grabs like a bunch of little chunks and just moving it around to make it look all deletey. Did the same thing with Jessica up here. I just kind of went around and just really used the selection tool to screw with that. Let's see, I lost my ruler. I had to draw these frames with the edge of a VHS tape. Yep, I remember that. I couldn't find the ruler that I used to draw straight lines with, so I just had a VHS tape that I was just laying down the paper and then using it as a straight edge to draw the lines for these frames. And this I like, so like Neil's eye shape here is similar to how it looks when he's in his demonic form, but he's not in his demonic form because he doesn't even have his sword out. He's still in his base form, but like mentally he's there, and that translates to the avatar he's playing as. And this idea is kind of ripped off from the Digimon movie. So the climax of the part of the Digimon movie is that they're getting a bunch of it's a similar thing. They're in the internet fighting a bad guy. They're getting a bunch of emails from people who are watching online. And it's slowing them down, but then he gets the idea that he'll forward all those emails to the bad guy, and that slows him down. So that's kind of my idea.
Look out, Gordon! Haunted boobs up ahead. It hits big ones.
Okay. You almost forgot to do that. Okay, thank you. The idea here is that the D4.0 is connected via a phone line. Dial-up is how he's connected to the internet, and the way Levi slows him down is by making a bunch of phone calls, dummy phone calls, using every phone line in that every phone number in that area code, thus slowing down D4.0's connection, slowing him down in the virtual space, allowing Neil to grab him and Jesse deliver the final blow. And this is where I first reveal that Jessica is gay. This, of course, I base this on the fact that the real Jessica came out as a lesbian. I thought that would make for an interesting character development or character trait. So I just was like, yeah, no, this character you've seen this whole time, turns out she's a lesbian. And yeah. I think for the most part, I think I pulled her off pretty well. I didn't think much about, like how to properly portray someone like that. But I also never really, like, she's a lesbian, but it's always, it's a casual fact. It's not a focus. There's no just like, this is the lesbian. I'm the lesbian. It's just, by the way, this character is a lesbian. Moving on, I never put a spotlight on it in a way that exploits it, I think. But who knows? I'm sure if someone has issue, they can always bring it up to me. I'd be happy to learn from that. And then, of course, we see this is how D4.0 was connected. He was, in some random house somewhere. And there he is, trapped in hell, basically, a virtual hell. I don't know how you go, all right, there's this evil computer virus and we need to make it feel pain. How do you program for pain? It's kind of weird, but... And then the next one is Battle 18, A Peaceful Day in the Life of Lucas, which I will talk more about that one when we get to that. But there we are. That is Battle 17 going digital. Thank you, Kirby, for that redeem.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button, and I'd love to read your comments below. And make sure you're subscribed so you know when the next comic goes up. Also, check the description for a playlist of any readings you may have already missed. And if you'd like to read ahead, all of these comics are free on my website, YagerComics.com. Bye!